Hey, everybody, it's Lisa Lampanelli, the head clam in charge of Losers with the Dream. Thank you for joining us this week. We're going to, first of all, talk about Beau and how he was very mean to me and how he made amends. Then we're going to talk about the concept of delusion. When do delusions of grandeur get incredibly dangerous and tip over into conceit and craziness? And when do delusions of persecution become debilitating and we become a victim? It's a weird concept, but one we all live with, whether we know it or not. Make sure to listen, and you'll see how you do too. We love you. Thanks for listening. Enjoy. With a dream. Ow! Is it a delusion that I think I can sing? Hey, you all know what time it is. It's Lisa Lampanelli, and it's time for the Losers with the Dream, featuring me and, two other guys, Nick and Beau. I mean, nobody cares. I mean, I'm the star. Are you kidding me? They'd be nothing without me. Losers with the Dream. You're listening, so who's the actual loser? Now sit back and enjoy Losers with the Dream. Or don't enjoy it, or don't even sit down. Shut up, burn calories.
Hello and welcome to the Losers with a Dream podcast. We are losers.
And we got some big dreams.
They're shattered because we just met the new coolest person in our lives.
If you are watching right now, you can see we're in a new studio.
We're in our final form.
Yes, we got a new producer. His name is Wolf. And he has a deep, sexy voice, and I feel right at home here.
Why?
It's a great timing. I know what you're thinking. Beau and Nick must be making some money to pay for this. Not really. So go subscribe to our Patreon right now.
Yeah, that would be a good idea. You know, the Patreon, I wasn't the biggest fan of the Patreon till recently.
Yeah.
And I spoke about it last week saying I really do enjoy like the one-on-ones with the people and the chats. And you know what? It don't cost much.
No.
So stop being a chintzy fuck and sign up for this. Am I right or am I right, Nick?
What is chintzy?
Chintzy is cheap.
Oh, okay.
Boy, oh boy. I mean, Wolf, you know what that meant.
Yiddish?
He gets it. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's a word that my mother used to use. Bless her heart. Those chintzy bastards, she'd say. And it wasn't a racial thing because that's a different.
Yeah,
no, but that's a different
you know
word.
what? You know where we are in New York right now, right?
No, that's a different word altogether.
Okay,
all right,
I got nervous.
So if you want to go to our Patreon page and there's many tiers, enjoy yourself and
a bunch of different things. Please subscribe.
Hey,
we need
money.
help. We don't really.
money.
I think like Beau in
we need
his day job as a male prostitute, he's coming up
it up.
empty. I think we talked last time how much Nick would be worth on the open gay porn, not porn. The prostitute
streets.
market, and we figured $5.
The wet market.
Yeah.
So if you want,
Follow me on Instagram.
Nick to come to your house and service you, and you are a man, $5.
$5 on Patreon.
That's tier 73.
And you got to provide food. You have to provide food.
Yeah.
That's
A
not
grinder or two. Yeah.
Grinder,
Oh,
literally.
of course. That's too easy, bro.
All right, do the rest of the promos,
All right,
Nick.
first and foremost, Patreon. We already said that. Subscribe to
Yes.
that. Follow us on iTunes, on Spotify, and YouTube. Please leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, a.k.a. iTunes. You can follow us individually on Instagram. You can follow me at Nick Scopes. You can follow her at Lisa Lampanelli. Duh, she's got a blue check mark.
Duh.
And then you could follow Beau at Beau McDowell Comedy. Also, we're on TikTok, but who cares? You know?
Beau, you had a very funny joke in the past. I don't know if you do it anymore. It's about, hey, a girl meets you on Bumble.
Right.
And she says, is it really you? And you go, who's pretending to be me on Bumble?
That's
correct?
right, yes.
Now, why don't you and Nick be verified? Because you are, and have the check mark, because you are who you say you are. So I suggest that
I got verified on it. I did that.
Did you get verified on the Instagram?
On Instagram?
Yeah.
No, I should be verified on Instagram.
You got, okay.
I got verified on Bumble.
Don't you like...
Oh, that's a thing? I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, there's like a little thing you can do.
Does it mean, hi, I haven't raped?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
or openly been caught?
Low rape threshold.
Yeah. It says low endurance. He won't be, if you run away, he won't be able to get you.
That's true. All right, so what else? Oh, I'm going to shout out our Patreons real quick.
Yeah, go.
Because there are several people who donate every month. And one of the things they get is they get to be a quote unquote producer and we read their names. So we have, here we go. Oh, first and foremost, Darren. Holmquist, who, by the way, I did a video chat with and I met his doggy and husband. And I know you guys are saying, oh, gays can't get married. Well, yes, they can. So, Darren, there is Doris Holcomb, Mikey Evans, who does some of our videos.
Yep.
He's hilarious, looking for
is.
love in all the wrong places in
Not
Florida.
finding
it. Like my
Stop it,
house.
Mikey. Don't even search anymore. It doesn't
Taco
happen.
Bell.
Come over, Mikey.
I have someone's name here. It says Colin Fennell, but it looks like
Connor.
Colin
It's
Farrell.
Connor Fennell.
Oh, Connor Fennell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Connor's the best type of Patreon. I'll tell you
like
what he
him.
does. He donates a certain amount, and it's more than most people.
Yep.
Doesn't ask for anything in return.
Doesn't want it.
He doesn't want a video.
No.
He doesn't want a cameo,
No.
which is our type of cameos we send to
Yep.
patrons. He's just like, leave me alone and let me give you money. Fine. We also have Samantha and, of course, JMax479,
What
our
up,
newest
J-Max?
page. Hey, we're happy to have you here. And last, I do have to do one shout out.
Okay.
These lovely mugs. We used to have mugs
yeah.
that literally I could not find the words loser and winner on mugs. Like, I don't know how that's possible. But this guy, it broke his heart that we didn't have better mugs. He sent us these from Germany.
That's right.
And his name, he wants us to call him Calamity Clam, a.k.a. David. So thank you,
That's
Calamity
right.
Clam, for our mugs.
Yes, Germany. Finally
Germany.
doing the right thing.
Yes, we love you, Germany.
Made up for all 6 mil.
Oh, my goodness. All right,
actually
so
17.5.
here we go.
Okay, I also want to say, because I totally forgot to tell Lisa about this, but we have a show this Friday in New Haven. We're gonna be
Thursday, dummy.
Oh, it's Thursday. Okay.
What's the date on that?
It
Thursday,
is
March 10th. It's at Elm City Social in New Haven,
We
right on
added a
College
show.
Street. 2 shows. The 7 p.m. is
Almost sold
Almost
out.
sold out.
almost sold out, right? I didn't know how many
It's
tickets were
like
left.
like maybe 2 tickets. So
Yeah,
get on
and
it.
then 9 p.m. show, we got some tickets there. And then I'll be opening for Andrew Schultz at Radio City Music Hall.
In your fucking
He
dreams.
just texted me.
It's so cute of you to have aspirations and dreams.
Definitely got to
Good.
ask.
Glad we got
You know
that
what I'm
out.
saying?
Okay, no, and where can people find these tickets to this aforementioned?
They can find it.
Links in our bios. We have link trees. You can
Yep.
see March 10th, New Haven shows. It says Dan Altano tickets. That's the guy who's running
Sounds terrible.
Go to our
Okay,
links.
So I fully will not be supporting you. All right, so what are we going to talk about first?
the show. Good.
So I have to do a quick meathead moment.
Oh, that's our old segment. You know, we usually do a mental health check-in.
We usually
but
do a mental
Beau
health check-in, but
has
Beau-
done such wrong things this week
have made many
that he is
mistakes.
going to do a meathead moment of the week, which means some way he effed up. Go ahead,
So,
Beau.
This week, I had a meathead moment. I was at the diner. I was with my 2 best pals in the world, Nick and Lisa.
I do recall.
And I was pitching jokes for a roast that me and Nick will be doing this Sunday. And I pitched a joke
Yes.
where the butt, so to say, was my good friend Lisa Lampanelli.
Well,
Yes.
when I heard this joke, I threw pita bread at your head and I said, how dare you? After all I've done for you, don't you know I'm sensitive and I don't like jokes at my expense, especially unfunny ones. So that's what I always said about the roast, by the way. I could take
Yeah.
all the jokes, but if they're not funny, I can't authorize it. So I
true.
said, never make fun of me again. And what happened after that?
Well, you threw things at me, and then I apologized. And then you read me the riot act again, and then I
Yes.
apologized again.
Yes, I feel that's appropriate.
And then we were on a phone call, and then I brought it up again, and I apologized.
Well, the thing is, I did tell you, I go, Beau, it's
Sounds like a
forgotten. Because I'm the type, honestly,
yeah,
once we discuss it and we're calm about it,
Yeah.
it's forgotten.
right.
It's just like, you can't hold on to it. I recognize my part in it, which I think what happens is when we feel wronged by someone, some of it has to sometimes do with us, sometimes. So I thought to myself, as I drove away from that diner, by the way, my threat was now you have to pay for my food.
Yeah.
And I didn't make you because this had nothing to do with money.
Right.
So I said in my head, I go, does Beau know I'm sensitive about that? Does he know I'm sensitive about jokes in general? And I'm like, maybe I haven't told him as much, so of course I forgive him.
Yeah.
And so when you called again to apologize, even though I freaking told you it was forgotten,
call me
I
Beau
brought that
Overkill.
up. They
That's
do.
how I do it.
They do. Beauverkill. There you go. So I felt it was good you apologized again, but I did explain to you, hey, maybe part of it was my fault.
Right.
Because I didn't elaborate on what hurts us. It's just a boundary, you know?
Right.
So what I felt was good was that you took ownership, you were a gentleman, and that you bring it up on air for the fourth apology. I would say I'm sorry one more time.
You think so?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
I think it's overkill.
Nick's like, I haven't talked in 7 minutes.
No, it's just
Well, I'm sorry.
I do not accept. No, I think that's great, and I love it. And I think we just have to freaking hold people accountable, but not then never let it go.
Right.
Because this will never be thrown up to you. Did you ever have this where you would apologize for something and your parents or whatever, but, oh yeah, and what about that time? And you're just like, dude, I fucking said I was sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's fair. Like, I broke into my parents' house one time.
Wait, what?
Well, I had a bit of a drug problem.
Oh,
if
I
you
didn't know
listen to the
that.
show.
I have not listened.
So, they would like lock me out from time to time because you don't want the problem kid in the house.
Sure.
they would only
And,
lock the snack cabinet too.
Yeah.
And the drug cabinet,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
Beau's dad is a fucking pothead.
That's right.
Just kidding.
Cares for his little weed there.
Okay.
And well, so anyways, I broke into the house.
Yeah.
And like I smashed up a window to get in, and they still bring that up, but I think that's fair.
Yeah, that's a rough one to let go of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you broke
yeah.
into Lisa's house, I think, yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's okay.
You can break into my house if you take care of my dogs. Like, that would be the only time allowable. Like, if, for instance...
Does that happen? Does people break into houses to
Well,
take care of animals?
No, I mean, God forbid I forgot them on a trip.
Right.
Say I had to fly to Vegas to write on a brand new show, hint, hint. Well, maybe I forget to drop the dogs, right?
Right.
Well, I should sometimes say, Beau, break a window! That's the only time, though. Other than that. And I'm
Right.
not giving you the key to the hot tub because I don't want your jizz in the hot tub. Because all I think of about...
I don't
shut
have
up.
that much jizz.
Listen. Oh, you should not.
It's a dribble.
Well, here's the thing. I always get scared to let people stay in my house because I'm like, I have the impression everyone jerks off in a hot tub.
Really?
I don't know why. I think that
That's
it must have
good.
been
That's a
like
nasty
Animal
thing to do.
House
Yeah,
or old,
that's a weird, no.
would
old
never
messages.
masturbate in the hot
Did you ever have
No.
sex in the water?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Okay. For real, full-on intercourse because it's difficult.
Yeah,
You know,
it
you
gets
gotta
hot.
get out of the
It gets
water.
hot, and then I've almost passed out doing that.
But that's just on land for you. You're girthy.
You were on the bottom, you almost passed out.
True. That's very true.
Well, it's very the heat, and then you get like overstimulated, and you almost
Who are you?
it's faint. It's easy to faint.
In the old days, I remember doing such a thing.
Yeah.
And boy, oh boy, it doesn't feel that great. Anyway, Nick, do you have a meathead moment or a mental
I do
health?
not. I have a
Oh.
mental health check-in.
I want to give you credit, by the way, for having one because a lot of people have reached out and said it's very helpful to them to know we all have mental health issues. No one more than you. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'm the worst. So I feel today
Right.
like Will Ferrell in Old School. Particularly the scene where he blacks out in his debate club.
Yep, the
You
best,
remember that?
the best.
And he just gets all the answers right because
Yeah.
that was me last night when us three went to trivia at a gay bar in Norwalk, Connecticut.
Yeah.
I got at the end of each round, they played a part of a song. You had to
Yeah.
guess the artist. I got all of them right, and it was Janet Jackson,
Yep.
Jessica Simpson, En Vogue, and then it was My Lips Are Sealed by the Bangles. But really, I go, ooh, this sounds different. What is
Yeah,
this?
yeah.
And I go, this is Hillary Duff, and I was right. Okay, even your
Butch.
nephew Alec, he goes because he goes up to the guy and it's on the guy's iPad. He's playing and he
Yeah.
hands it in. And he goes, I can't believe you're right. It was Hillary Duff.
I'm so
I
proud
can't believe.
of you.
I mean, it was.
I mean, it's a wake up call, buddy.
Woo.
Because
this. I'll tell you what. And then the trivia guy was like, if you post on Facebook that you were here,
yeah,
you'll get extra points. And I went to do it, and I went, you know what?
that's
That is
a little too
the
far.
nail in my bedazzled gay coffin. that I don't need. Everyone is already questioning, but yeah, I was.
Well, we ordered pizza to the gay bar, and
That's straight.
the guy brought like the pizza out, and he goes, "What kind of a bar is this, man?" And I was like, "It's a gay bar." And he was like, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sure." He's
Pretty
like,
much.
"What are you doing in there?" I'm like, "Don't worry about it." I just walked away.
Just grabbed the food. It's like, is this a gay bar? Nope. Just grabbed the pizza.
Well, here's what I wonder about that bar. 90% of the people in there were straight.
Probably.
Because of the trivia. Do you think the gay guys get resentful and are like, you know
Probably.
what? This is our space. Why are you straighties coming around? Other than me, because I'm like a gay
Yeah.
guy.
I saw that group of gay dudes in the corner when I was like dancing and
They
messing
hated
around.
us.
They could tell they were like,
hated
they're
us.
like, I was like, don't get mad that I'm better than you.
You are really
true.
good. By the
Don't
way,
get mad.
on
Better
my
dancer than most gay men.
He really is. On my Instagram, there's a great post. You should look at it. Last week's Wednesday post. Nick is dancing fully in the gay bar, and I was very impressed. You do not hold back. You don't care.
Was
did
I
not
doing my
care.
dancing on the side in that video?
I cut that part out because I didn't want people to throw up.
Right.
But it was just Nick and gay Bobby. It was super cute.
Wolf, our producer, just felt our first.
Hey,
Lisa went a little too far.
yeah. Well, it's just,
The hair has left Wolf's body. He felt
I
that.
just think we all have our strengths.
Yes.
Mine is my past. That's it. I got nothing going on. I've got nothing that's happening and making me hot in my career right now.
What are you talking about?
You've got, oh yeah,
Yeah,
this,
what
this
about-
is really great. Everybody loves it.
Got a
Nick
couple
has-
tamales right here.
Nick's got dancing,
Right.
and I don't know
my
what
hair.
yours is yet.
Yeah.
But you are a good apologizer.
Yeah, fantastic.
That's
apologizer.
really good.
Pretty good.
All right, all right. Oh my God, I can't believe we're like 15 minutes in already.
Yeah, that's quick.
Pretty good.
I can skip my mental health check-in.
Good.
'cause
All right. So we're gonna.
I'm doing great. That's all I
are?
want
Are
to say.
you
And I'll
sure?
tell you why. Because
Don't lie.
we started recording earlier.
Yeah.
And we started recording in a different studio to accommodate the earliness. And I just feel like it's a new beginning. So I feel like Nellie Forbush in
Forbush.
Oklahoma, where she says, many a new day will dawn, many a new sun will set. Okay,
We could've
you know
skipped
what?
that one.
Fuck you both. If you were gay, you'd love the reference. But no, I
Cut it, Wolf. Cut it out.
no, I just feel we are definitely in a new beginning, and I love it because it's just I have more energy at this time of night. I think this is great, and I get good vibes from Wolf. He does not seem rapey.
Right. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Definitely no rapes on his.
No,
resume.
no.
and even if he has,
He's like,
so
"Kill me,
hot.
dude."
Would that be that
He's on
bad?
camera
that's
like,
right.
fuck this.
Like there's some guys, and I know this is terribly unwoke of me to say,
Sure.
but there's some guys that are good enough looking that you might forgive them for sexual assault. And I know that's wrong and unwoke, and I expect to get a lot of negative comments
we're gonna
about
get
that.
an email from Alex tomorrow and be like, Wolf quit.
Yeah, he's saying
It's true though, but can Brad Pitt rape? I don't know.
he can and he will. No, I don't know. But it'd be hard to like think he couldn't find enough chicks to just give it to him willingly.
That's right.
That is one hot man.
Or that Idris Elba guy.
Oy vey, may I say.
Hey, now.
There's a lot of guys, though, like Willem Dafoe. Ew.
Yeah.
But he's probably not a
Classic
raper.
raper.
No, he's not a raper.
Big time raper.
He's not a raper. We don't want to get sued. So listen, we have to take a break before we get sued by Willem Dafoe and possibly Christopher Walken and James Woods. Those
true.
are all guys who have not
That's
done the
the rape
rapes,
trifecta.
but who you would go, ew, gross, don't.
Right.
Thank you for this TED Talk. All right, so we're going to come back. What are we going to talk about, Nick?
We are taking a quick break and we're going to talk about delusion.
What?
I have been wanting to do this subject for years and years, even though the podcast is less than 11 months old. So we will be back with what?
Delusion.
Losers with a Dream. Coming back up.
Hello, welcome back to Losers with a Dream podcast. We are losers.
And we got some big dreams.
Yeah, we do. And we are going to get into
Our topic.
our topic of the day,
Yeah.
which is delusion.
Delusion.
We all suffer from it.
I've never.
No. Yeah, not you,
No,
dude.
it's not my.
Not you. Now, how, Beau, did we come to this topic?
Well, this is, as Lisa said, one of her long-awaited topics in the
Basically,
Lisa.
one of those things where we show up at the diner and she goes, "We're doing this," and we go, "Okay."
Yeah, that sounds good. We've long spoke, or she has long spoke of my delusional thing that I have, where I think
Your
that,
psychosis.
Yes, where I think that I am God's gift to Earth, which I am. And I don't think we should.
And the
This
end.
entire podcast is gonna be like. So people are saying like I'm delusional, or whatever, but like, not
actually-
really. Yeah. No, I mean, listen, there's definitely a fair amount of delusion in me, and I enjoy it. Like the thing about being like super delusional, like, because I am like, I truly believe in my heart of hearts that I am a fantastic comedian. And I don't know if you caught her laughing.
She should apologize 4 times.
She should
for that.
apologize. I want 5 apologies.
Yeah.
I truly do believe that I am like a very good comic, and that
are.
I will be a very big deal for a
Well, you're
long
definitely
time,
very big.
right? and so, but I think that there's something to that, to having that delusion, and there's a healthy part of that, and then there's a not healthy part of that, right? Like the healthy
would
part.
agree.
The healthy part is like believing in yourself, right, and having confidence, and having like, all right, like I can do this. I'm gonna get there. All that. I have talent. Those things, right? The unhealthy part is when you start thinking about yourself or your life as what it isn't, right? Like if I walked into today's studio and
You're
Wolf,
like, I'm here for the fitness photo shoot.
that would be delusional.
Yeah.
But if I walked in
Like,
and
what
I was
the fuck is my job, dude?
yeah, like
What?
Wolf didn't know my name when I walked in here.
Right.
You know what I mean? And if I walked in here being like, "Oh, how do you not know my name?" Like that would be an
I didn't know it was the
insane thing to do.
1400s, dude. That was good.
Yeah.
Fucking Shakespeare.
How do I not know? I mean,
Bites
because
my thumb at you, sir.
yeah, like if I walked in here being like, "How do they not know who I am?" You know what I mean? Or like,
All 3,000 followers on Instagram.
right, exactly. Then that would be delusional. But it's not delusional to think to yourself, "Well, this could be this thing one day, and I want to carry myself with confidence because of that." Right? So that's not wrong. It's when we get into a process of being like I was thinking about like men who have hair pieces, right? You are basically living in a fantasy world where you now have hair, right? You're not accepting reality at all. You're guys who like dye their hair.
Oh, no, the
Like,
best is the guys who are bald up here, right? Keep the sides.
Yeah.
And dye the sides.
Right.
They're like, I got this left. I'm going to keep this nice and jet black. My pubes are gray.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? It's
Right.
like, what are you doing, man?
Exactly. And I mean, there's the fat guys who think that they should be dating supermodels. You know what I mean? Like I've had friends who are like big guys like me, and they're like, they'll be like going out with some girl, and they're like, she's just not hot enough. It's like, well, you have stains on your face, so like, what are we doing? You know what I
You
mean?
got tomato sauce
Yeah.
on your chin, pal.
Like this is in the reality, this is a good fit. But you look at yourself a different way, and now you're fucking up reality, right? Which is delusion.
That's how I feel about like sports, like clearly sports reporters that have never played the sport.
Yeah.
That are just like, or like, we're from Connecticut,
Yeah.
right? A lot of white kids in the suburbs, and they're like, yeah, LeBron's actually like not really that good. You're like, what's up, man?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Right.
Idiot.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate people like that.
Yes.
They're delusional. But I want to say something about being delusional. I think I've developed some delusion over time.
Sure.
And can I be honest? It's helped me.
Yes. A little bit.
A little more of like
you're a little bit of X Factor crazy, right?
little
Always.
bit. Right.
Yeah.
A little bit. And I am here to come out to support delusion. Okay. Delusion.
We'll set you
Delusion
free.
for office 2024. Okay.
Okay.
A little delusion though helps. It goes a long way.
Right.
Because I think honestly, and this is Beau just had his Just for Laughs thing. Beau works harder. I'll be serious here for a minute. Beau works harder than any comic I know, besides probably Andrew Schultz. But he works harder than any comic in our circle in Connecticut and and everyone who's at our level.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Right? Okay. Well, you ruined it. I was trying to give you a nice compliment.
No, I know. I'm
No,
sorry.
but and I would say a few years ago when I was more insecure about comedy, I was like, Beau's delusion would like make me uncomfortable. I was like, who's this idiot think he is?
Right.
And then you see how hard you've worked and where you're getting to and how things are happening, and you're like, you know what? Maybe a little delusion would be cool.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Maybe I should have a little.
Yeah, it's not the
more-
worst thing to like. Yeah.
It's just having the belief, man. Even like I recently did a presentation at work for like the newer trainers, right? And I was telling, it was about something else, but I was telling them, I go, because at Equinox, it's all type A.
Yeah.
They're in charge. They're the CEO. They run the company. They own the business, right? And these people can be a lot. And I said, listen, you need to have a little bit of, when these people come in here, you need to have a little bit of, not even delusion, a little confidence, delusion, that'd be like, I'm the person to help them. Who cares who they are in the world?
Yes.
You're the
any
trainer.
sales position.
You don't know how to invest, and they
Right.
don't know how to train people.
100%.
So fucking just dig your heels in and go, no, it took me years to realize that. Just be like, I'm the guy.
Right.
I'm the guy or girl. I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. Be confident in what you at least know and hammer that, and then you'll get better over time.
Well, that's the whole thing of like, nobody knows the script except you. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like nobody knows what's supposed to be said, what it's supposed to sound like, whether you're in a sales job, whether you're, a trainer, whether you're doing comedy, like nobody knows how the set's supposed to go, how things are supposed to look. You have free will in this world to believe and to put your stuff out there.
Yeah.
And hopefully it comes back. So being a little delusional in a field like that where you have like free reign to be as positive or as motivating or as quote unquote delusional as you want to be is not bad. You know what I mean? Like the Gary Vaynerchuks of the world who are like, there's a business in everybody, and they have this kind of like extremely delusional philosophy, but it hits people that want to jump onto that. Do you know what I mean? So, but there's other places where if you get caught in delusion, you don't live in reality anymore.
Right.
And you are hurting other people, right? Like, it's delusional of me to think that I can casually have a drink at a bar.
Right.
Right? Like, it's delusional of me to think that I can eat Wendy's every day.
Right.
Right? And it's all going to work out, right? So there's denial, and then there's like, I'm living in reality, but I have a little bit of this thing.
Right.
Right? So it's almost like delusion's good if you just get a little taste.
Just a little sprinkle, a little emerald. What's his name?
Yeah, a little on the lips.
Lagasse, emerald. Bang!
Oh yeah.
It's a little
The meatball guy. The meatball guy. Bang! Yeah.
A little delusion in there. A little olive oil.
Yeah, it's oregano. Bang! Yeah. No, that makes sense. Yeah, you just want like a little, because if you don't have that, like if you are living in reality all the time, especially with your passion that you're trying to make happen, then you might be sitting there going like, fuck, man, like the reality is I'm not making money. The reality is like this doesn't look well.
Which is
You know what I mean?
our
This is
current reality.
Right. The reality is I'm at an open mic right now. You know what I mean? Like the reality is things don't look great, you know?
Yep.
And if you are constantly living in that, then you're going to start to feel pretty bad, right?
Yes.
So if you put a little bit of that, like, hey, man, I got a little skin in the game.
Yeah.
Then you give yourself a day. You buy yourself another week. You buy yourself another month of like, all right, I'm going to keep running that.
We're just stringing things along, man.
That's right. Yeah.
The monkey bars of delusion, dude.
That's right.
We're just swinging from one to the next, just trying to hold on, not falling all the wood chips.
I could never do the fucking monkey bars.
You're kidding. Not even your weight, dude. You're 6'3".
Yeah, no.
You've been this height since you were 14, right?
Yeah.
Don't get all depressed,
No, I was just
dude.
trying to have like a conversation on it.
Oh my God.
I didn't always look like this. I've barred. I've monkeyed.
Yeah, we've been to a lot of bars. We know, dude. You had to stop going.
Yeah. Not allowed in.
Didn't go well for you.
I still have my spidey senses though.
Oh, dude, real quick, Beau,
Yeah.
we were standing outside the building, which, by the way, we were like, oh, where's the entrance? It was 4 doors down.
Yeah.
3 doors down, my favorite band.
Yeah.
No, we were we were standing there, and we were just standing there waiting for Lisa to pull up with all the stuff so we could bring in here. And some guy walks by, and Beau just goes, oh, somebody's got drugs.
Yeah.
And that dude walked about 10 feet past us and then immediately started to do a drug deal. And I looked at Beau like, he goes, Spidey senses, bro. From all those top secret meetings.
Everywhere I go, I know.
I'm just like,
drugs. Oh, that guy's got some drugs.
Yeah.
Oh.
What is that? Can you describe the look?
Yeah, no. Well, as I was walking by, he looked up, which means he's always kind of surveying, and he looked high. So I knew he was kind of like looking for a guy to sell something to, and he just had that sketchy look. It's like it's a certain number of clothing that hasn't been washed.
He was wearing that drug rug.
Yeah, it was just obvious. You know what I mean?
It was kind of obvious, but I just didn't even notice it. Something I don't see.
Oh yeah, I walked by him. I go, oh yeah, I could get drugs from that guy. Like just immediately, you go.
Fucking 20 feet later, some hot young girl's buying something.
Yeah.
If you're too hot,
I
lady.
should get into the game.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that would be delusional if I thought I could sell drugs and stay clean. That would
be
work
good
out.
at, dude. You help pay for the podcast. Do you just want to suck it up a little bit, maybe, dude? I'll do it because I have no temptation. I'll do it. What do you want me to do? I don't care about drugs.
I get
at
you
all.
a plug.
Oh yeah.
You would be a terrible drug dealer. Okay, we're not doing that.
Yeah, I'd be like, what do you, do you want the? This would be like Lisa, like, you want the smack? Or,
2 smacks?
yeah, 2
You
smacks.
like the count?
That'd be great. Anyway, go ahead. What were you gonna say? My
No,
bad.
I was gonna say. I think we gave a good view of delusion and what it should be. I think I have maybe a little bit more than I should, and I'm gonna be honest about that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Hey, I'm gonna let you know. I think
Great.
I have a little bit more,
Yeah, you do.
but I think I enjoy it. I think there's parts of it that are fun. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dude, the most, I mean, I think I've said this before, but on the podcast, but like most of my life, I've felt always like other people had it figured out.
Right.
And I didn't. I mean, like I felt that way until I was like 28. Like I'm
Yeah.
the dummy. I'm the whatever. Oh, I haven't. And then you get older and you realize,
Everybody's
you're like, oh, no one knows what they're doing.
Right.
It's like the Wizard of Oz. It's just like you hear like this great, it's like the powerful wizard, and then it's just some asshole behind a curtain, fucking just like oh no, pay attention to me, just with a wheel, fucking monkeys flying around and shit.
Yeah.
It's all bullshit. Everyone's full of shit.
Yeah.
Okay, you're all delusional, and I'm the fucking man, dude.
Yeah. But well, it's. I don't know if that's the takeaway.
No, it is. I blacked out. What happened? Where did I go?
But when you're younger, you naturally have a lot more delusion. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like when I was like 18, what I believed my life could be at a drop of a hat was insane. Do you know what I mean? Like I was like constantly like, oh, I'm gonna be a DJ, dude. Like I would like see a DJ and I'd be like, oh yeah, I could do that. I don't know anything about music. I've never, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, yeah, dude. He pumps his
My son
arm
goes
and
to
shit's
NYU.
like him.
He's a DJ, exploring his sexuality.
Yeah, but anything. Like, remember when you're a kid, you're like, I could be in the NBA.
Oh,
could
dude,
be
when
in
I
the
was
NFL.
9,
Yeah,
I was the next Jerry Rice. That's just what was going to happen.
right.
I remember asking my grandmother's, I guess my step grandfather.
Yeah.
My grandmother's husband one time. I was like, "Can you like play like both sports? Like if I like," I remember being like, "So can I play football and baseball?"
Yeah. I just,
Like,
contracts.
I could get
I
on
gotta
the
figure out how that
Niners,
works.
whatever, right? But it's like getting on the Yankees too would be cool. Like, is that
They have to be in the same city.
yeah?
So,
Like,
I can.
what's travel like? Like I was fucking 9. You're like, yeah, I got this shit.
Right. Yeah.
Dude, that was like, I'll never forget my grandmother, God rest her soul, sort of. She,
A little more granny talk.
no, God rest her soul. She was the nicest. I was in 5th grade. And remember like X Games was the shit?
Yes.
X Games was the
Yes.
shit.
I thought I was gonna be a good
dude.
skateboarder.
So did I.
Yeah.
No, I thought I was gonna be Dave Mira, the BMX guy. So he had a bike. It was all chrome.
Yeah.
White walled wheels.
Right.
My grandmother was on a cruise gambling to win money to buy me this bike.
That's the most WAP thing I've ever.
Trash. Italian trash. She comes back, she buys me the bike.
Yeah.
It's a sick chrome bike. I got the helmet to match. Dude, I'm ready to go.
Yeah,
I'm riding that thing around.
spinning
ripping.
the handlebars.
Yeah, it has the pegs. Not the pegs that I use now.
Right.
But the pegs on the back of the bike that someone could stand on.
Yeah.
Poor wolf, dude.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and I remember like riding that shit around, and then I went to do like some trick, fell, like ate it hard, and then I was like, oh, I'm done with this.
Yeah, no, this is never gonna happen.
The dream's over, dude. I'm not gonna be Shaun White.
Yeah, I
Like
bought
skateboarding and snowboarding the Olympics.
I bought a skateboard, and I was like, I couldn't get the ollie is the easiest one. I mean, I couldn't get halfway to what an ollie was supposed to be. And I remember I was hanging out with some kid that was like good. He was like sponsored, but he was like 5 foot and like a twig.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm massive. I'm not. I am not in a position to roll.
Dude, I remember too with sports. Well, you are. But,
I can't set you up there.
yeah, I know. So you said it, and the look on your face, you're like, damn it.
Come on. Nick.
Yeah. Well, you are.
Speaking of setting them up,
Oh no.
why don't we set Lisa, our good friend
On
Lisa,
fire. Oh.
Let's set her up to come back.
Yes, we are going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with the one and only Lisa Lampanelli,
Yep. Head clam in charge.
HCIC. We'll be right back.
Boom.
Hello, welcome back to the Losers with a Dream podcast. We are losers.
And we got some big dreams.
I hope Nick dies and comes back as someone who goes to Harvard and then brags about it. Because
You wear the Harvard
even
sweatshirt.
joking with him, he cannot joke about his college experience.
Very hard for it, and I'm very fucking smart.
Yeah.
It's like, I know you are, but it's really funny how defensive you get about it. Let's do an episode on being
They
defensive.
could be defensive about, don't we?
So that's your only
true.
thing? That's your only one?
not?
Wow.
Shut the fuck up and move on. I know. No,
I wonder why that's...
I'm gonna cry later.
No,
not
what's
gonna
your what's your defensiveness about that? Do you just...
I just worked really hard for it. That'd be like someone coming up to you and being like, "You fucking comedy. You were all right." You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think
Like, that
that's
would be
no,
like-
that fair enough.
Yeah.
But I think it would be like way more mature.
I don't care though.
If I mean, in the interest of friendships, if you actually said, see,
Here we go.
you know, defend. If you just said, "Hey, that kind of hurts my feelings because I worked really hard to go through this sports push-up program to teach people who can afford to pay Equinox, and I feel very sad when you do that." It just, I think that would be a really great thing. It's why.
I like bulldozing.
Oh, don't we do that? I say
Yes.
it hurt my feelings. You say it hurt your feelings.
Yeah, like you pitched a joke once where you said that
Like
You
a
said-
girl had to be drunk to fuck you.
Right.
And although that's true, it hurt your feelings, and I never said it again till now.
yeah, Lisa was like, "Why don't we do a bit?"
That it's ironic.
Lisa goes, "Hey, I'm just thinking about something. Why
idea.
don't we do a tale where
I love how I just turned into
ladies-
Jackie Gleason, which I find very flattering, by the way.
Why don't we do a
Do
tale?"
the invitation to me. It's
Yeah.
Yes. Where women they only fuck you if they get drunk.
Well, because you're sober. Because you're sober. I said, isn't it ironic that I don't drink, but a girl has to be drunk to fuck me? And
Right.
it hurt your feelings, and I apologize. So, Nick, let's do an impression of, here, you be me, Beau, and I'll be Nick getting all defensive about my
Yeah.
college, but I'll act like the Nick of the future who's going to have a successful relationship because he knows how to say his feelings. You joke around with me first about my college being dumb.
Yeah.
You're me.
Yeah, okay.
So act like Jackie Gleason. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I saw you went to Springfield College.
Yes, I did.
I mean, don't you got to be kind of little nuts in the head there to be going to school like that?
Beau, this is Nick. I know we joke about I worked really hard. My dad had to sell his pinky ring to get me back home. So I'm very hope you can make that maybe out of bounds for now.
You know what? Since you make such a compelling argument, I'll say I won't be talking about you Springfields no more.
Thank you, Lisa, because I just feel like you'll make us close friends.
Yeah, I'm glad to be closer to you, Nicholas.
Now we're true friends. I'll drop you off to 22 Southport Road.
Gays are on their way.
Oh, that's Nick's full home address. Anyway, I like
give his
that we
real home
worked this
address.
out, and I do think it makes us a better person if we can just say it. That has nothing to do with the topic, though. We got distracted during the break.
I think I'm just hungry, guys.
I think I'm never going to make fun of Nick's college again because he had to work very hard, and he just expressed to me through me channeling his character that it would be better to stay off limits.
Yeah, stay away.
Which is weird what people can and
Sit up
take a
degree.
joke about, isn't it? Because we can joke all we want about Nick's dead mom, but
Yeah,
boy,
yeah.
we can't joke about that dumb fucking college he went to.
That's true.
Isn't that interesting what we get hurt by?
Well, because he didn't spend 4 years inside of his mom.
Okay, I
I just want to say,
Wait,
Wolf,
wait.
no reaction. Wasn't a good joke because he didn't laugh.
He hates it. No,
He hated
that
it.
joke.
wait,
No.
I have to be
I'm going
honest.
by him, dude.
No, I have to be honest with you. I rarely laugh out loud spontaneously at anything. And that actually was really funny.
Well,
would you put that in your roast?
I think we
for
might
the
need to do a clip.
Okay, so let's get back to delusional now that Beau wants to make clips out of his one good joke. Okay, now...
What a good segue.
I know. Now, delusion is very interesting because, first of all, I wanted to do this because Beau, I think, has a disproportionate confidence in his ability to do comedy.
Right.
Now, I say there's nothing wrong with Beau. He works hard. He's fine. I think you think you're more than fine, and that's okay. And I think you need more than fine to be a success, or else you would quit.
Right.
But it would be great if you could balance it, because there is a balancing act that comes from confidence versus delusions of grandeur. Now, delusions of grandeur, as you know, you think you're sort of an entity sent by baby Jesus to cure the world of non-laughter, and you like have there.
Are you reading from my journal?
You just think
More like Baby Huey, you know, right?
I don't think you're as
Flip it.
bad as that. You don't think you're like, oh, I can reach the masses and like create Buddhism in Beau's form, even though you're large. I think you are a good comic.
Yeah.
But what is the line to you, Beau, between confidence and then slipping over into that gray area of like, wow? Because here it is. The danger is you putting out there you're so really full of yourself. And because I don't think you really are.
No.
So what do you think is the line that's the tipping point?
Well, I think it's got to be an internal thing. So, like, internal delusion isn't a problem. But when it becomes external, right, when I start projecting that onto other people,
Right.
So if like I'm at a show and I go up and I have a good set, but I come back and I'm like, yeah, I'm a pretty big deal, like to everybody,
Right.
and it passes the like, because sometimes you can do that and it's funny,
Yeah.
right. So every now and then you can kind of have your little, but everyone knows he's making a joke. He knows where he's at. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's when you start projecting who you are and making other people validate it
Right.
when it's not true, right? So you take your delusion and go, now you have to validate it.
That's true, because I have been on shows where a comic will literally bomb and come back and literally mean it when they go, I crushed it.
Yeah.
And you're just like, were you in the room?
Right.
So I don't get that either. So
that's
it
mental
is-
illness.
I would love to see.
think
I would love to
delusion-
see a scan of that person's brain.
Right. Because
Like, I
delusion is
truly
actually, when I looked it up, it's a literal mental illness.
Sure.
But delusions of grandeur, if you catch it in time before it goes full over into fantasy, I think that's the problem. When it
Yes.
becomes a fantasy, then it just becomes that person just is out of touch with reality.
Right.
Like there's this thing, okay, in a movie from years ago, there was a scene where, the little kid and the father were at the zoo, and then they were like, oh, let's imitate the animals. It's one thing, there's nothing wrong with when you're 6 pretending to be an animal in the zoo and have a few laughs and you bond with your father. Problem is when you're 45 and you go to the zoo And you think that's okay.
Yeah.
It's like in Step Brothers where the father goes, don't lose your dinosaur. Where he's like, at 18, I had to put aside.
Yeah.
I'm not a
And
dinosaur.
he goes
And
like,
they're
this, I lost it.
Yeah.
He does
like,
this, I lost it.
How is that a job? How is
Right.
that a thing? So you have to, I think eventually you don't have to lose your internal dinosaur, which I think was the point of it. But the fucking delusion that that's still a harmless obsession would be awfully odd.
Yes, yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
Yeah.
I totally agree. I mean, yeah, when it starts to become like this fantasy world, like you always said, you know, you're talking about like if you constantly need to say how funny you are, let's say you're an attractive person, if you always have to say I'm hot, you're telling
Oh,
everybody
it's
how-
horrible.
then you really don't believe it.
I know.
Right? So there's for me it's really about not making all the people around me have to confirm how funny I think I am all the time.
Right.
So I'm not walking around going like, so Nick, you saw my set, right?
Yeah, what do you
And
think?
You thought it was pretty good, right? Hey, so like Just for Laughs is like a pretty like big festival, right?
Right.
That's a pretty big thing that I got.
But like you asking is not as offensive as you going, dudes. You fucking had the set of the night. Maybe 3 other people did better in some world, you know?
Yeah,
And-
yeah.
Or they fucking. I was once on a radio show with a boyfriend of mine who was headlining at the time, and I was the feature. And on the radio show, they go, you know, hey, so what are people going to say after they see this show? And I go, switch the order. So that to me is nice confidence
Well,
because it was fucking true.
Yeah.
But it's also mean. And also it's sort of, you know, a bit tipping over into I'm so grand.
Yeah.
So I think it's
fucking
really a
hilarious.
balancing
Well,
act.
That's
yeah.
funny.
Well, because that's interesting. Because of course, the stories you've told us about when you in the beginning is you were quite delusional, probably more delusional than I was.
Maybe
Or
because as
am.
I told you, I had an audition where the guy said, "What? How would you describe your comedy?" I said, "I can't fucking describe it. All I know is." People want to come see me again and again, so I'm the Frank Sinatra of comedy. And, you know, so I had that too.
Yeah.
But
You got it,
I
man.
arguably have so much more raw talent and ability than you do.
Yeah.
And we know this, but you're very good. You're a hard worker. But the raw talent, though, without the hard work, doesn't get you anywhere.
It's true. Yeah, you gotta have.
I'd rather have your level of talent and drive than the guy who has so much talent and drive. Has so much talent, but then doesn't fulfill the potential and has no drive.
Right.
So that's when you go into something which I think Nick has done this before, and it's not a negative. People do it all the time. We all have done it in one way or another. There's something called the delusion. I just found out about it. The delusion of persecution, where you constantly feel like it wasn't your fault if you don't
Yeah.
get something and you had nothing to do with it. And I get it because I've been there too and if it tips into victimization or my family is cursed. I actually had a friend once who was like, yeah, I knew it wouldn't work out. My family's cursed. That's a delusion that is probably much harder to deal with and shed more than a delusion of grandeur.
Yes. Yeah.
100%.
So Nick, you get it, right? 'Cause we
As
have-
you said that, I go, I know exactly what she's talking
Where
about.
do you think that came from for you? Because you've really, I noticed ever since we had a big talk about a month ago, you stepped up and got a lot of spots. You haven't complained. I don't know. We all have internal complaining, you know,
Yeah.
but you haven't made it like where you didn't catch it and wrestle it to the ground. So what do you think switched? How did you get out of that delusion of, wow, it's somebody else's fault. I'm being persecuted here or tested.
I remember one time you and I had dinner and you were telling me that, and I've definitely done this in my life and you said like, Nick, I feel like sometimes you think you're a victim because you've suffered so much loss.
Yeah.
And I honestly, there's times where I've literally felt like I've said this before, like, but when COVID hit and I was like nervous about like my dad, he's older, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I remember going, you know what? I've had enough bad shit happen to me. I think this one's going to skip me. And like really feeling that way and being
Yeah.
like, I've paid enough. So like,
really have.
And I've noticed like, even if like little things don't go my way, like any loss or anything, I'm like, I immediately get like, this shouldn't be, I've paid enough.
Yes,
You know,
yes,
and
yes.
and then immediately I'm like, what am I? Everyone deals with shit.
And also,
dude.
you know, nobody is denying that you've had so much loss, like your mom dying, your grandma dying, your dad not being fiscally,
Yeah.
solvent. but also you have every privilege there is.
Oh, absolutely.
You're white, you're a guy, you're supposedly straight, you're in good health. So what it is you enjoy every privilege in this country, which is not to say privilege doesn't mean you never have pain.
Yeah, of course.
But as the adage is, obviously we've all heard this, pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. So the more you have a delusion that you're being persecuted, you're volunteering for suffering.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
the fact that you've been booking since we had that big talk, I mean, tons of spots. I mean, I even commented once, like, wow, this fucking guy, like, you listen.
Sometimes I just need, you've told me that before too. You're like, he takes advice really well. And
You do.
There's some times where I'm just like, I just need to, I mean, it's been a bunch of things. It's been therapy. It's been this podcast. It's been the relationship I have with you guys. It's all the things that I'm
So
like,
we make you a better person.
in comedy.
Oh my God. Here's one area, speaking of non-comedy. Do you guys, because you didn't speak much about women, and I think it is so funny
Interesting.
when a guy thinks he deserves that hot chick but isn't that hot. So the guy himself isn't hot. So there's many men who, quote, outkick their coverage when it comes to snatch.
Sure.
So they either get huge volumes of it
Yeah.
or one quality piece of ass. So you go and you look at the guy and you go, I wonder if he thinks he's that great, or is it because she can see past looks or see past lack of money and has generally low self-esteem.
Right.
So seriously, like
No, yeah.
I always dated guys that were way better looking than me, but part of me knew. I said, it's because I'm fucking famous.
Right.
Because I'm fucking awesomely funny. I didn't go, well, I matched them in the looks department. I was like, fuck, at least I can pull this shit because I'm funny and wealthy.
Right.
So I didn't have any delusions about that.
Right.
Have you guys ever fallen into the trap of, wow, this girl's far too good for me and I really actually think I deserve it? Or do you kind of in the back of your mind, where do you go, Beau?
It's tough because I feel like I try not to project that I'm not good enough because of the way I look, because that's not really true. Like, I don't think that's ever really true.
No.
That I could not be good enough because of my appearance compared to that person's.
It's also,
Why?
It's also a horrible way to go through life.
Well, yeah,
So
because
in other words, you feel like, okay, the
because
looks
there's other
don't
value.
matter.
Well, there's other value,
Okay.
right? So in each like possible girlfriend or fling or whatever, like there's different levels of value, and I just hope to bring as much of my value as I can. And if she happens to be more attractive than me, then that's great. But if I'm projecting insecurity that like, oh, she's like way more attractive than I am, and I'm like, she's doing me a favor, you know what I mean? Then I'm actually probably she would pick up on that energy.
Yes.
And it wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
So
And
you
also-
almost have to come from a confidence standpoint of like, I have
Absolutely.
what I have, and I'm, and
So your drive and your brain and your kindness and your sobriety and all the good stuff outweighs your girthy, disgusting looks.
the handles.
Okay. So all those
Instagram
things
handles.
are true.
Follow us.
Yes. So here's the thing too. Like I think also you guys think you're way worse looking than you actually are.
Yes.
So I think that might be a good thing to work on, because then you're like, if you actually see yourself clearly,
Yeah.
I don't think it goes into delusion then. I think delusion is harder to fall into.
Yeah. Now,
Like you would be good to look at your jokes and go, okay, I can see the jokes clearly, which are A, which are B, which are C,
Right.
which are going to fall off.
yeah.
So it's almost like the more we develop as humans and work on the psychology of it, we can judge those things and not take it personally.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. To go back to like the women thing, it's not that like I shouldn't be walking around thinking, well, if I had a conversation with Jessica Alba, she'd be, we'd probably date. You know what I mean? Like
right.
it's not that. So you don't want to have that level of delusion. But I think that, at the same time, you just want to try and be as confident as you can and not like write yourself off to other people.
So
You know what I mean?
confidence versus conceit, and unfortunately delusions of grandeur come off as conceit sometimes.
for sure.
So I think it's just good that we're like working on the process of going, I accept myself the way I am.
Yeah.
I'm fine. Again, we've said before, I'm not going to be the best. I'm not going to be the worst. I'm not the thinnest. I'm not the fattest. It's fine.
And we've seen time and time again men who are not that good looking get women who are incredibly good. I mean, look at Pete Davidson right now. He's cleaning up.
Look, he's fucking hot.
He's not that good
No.
looking.
But Beau, you know what? I don't just think you are too hard on yourself. No, listen to me. Let me finish because I'm going to say something nice, which is rare.
Okay.
You said right at the beginning of that segment, I would be delusional if I walked in and I said, I'm here for the fitness photo shoot. I absolutely think you could be in one as the before. I think this could happen. I think it's in your wheelhouse, and you have to stop hating yourself.
Clip it.
But I often wonder too if really arguably insanely great looking guys probably hate something else about themselves that keeps them from fully going in.
I'm sure.
I'm sure, but
I know some beautiful, beautiful people that are like talking to a fucking wall, and it's like, it's just what a waste, you know?
But what do you mean?
Well, they don't have anything mentally, or there's
just nothing there, like personality.
So in other words, it's just going, we all have strengths and weaknesses.
Right.
And that's okay. But like I'll show you how delusional. I remember the first time I did a TV show, it was a Chevy Chase roast. Now back then there was cable, but not any streaming services.
right.
But there were only like 30 channels. So I was like, wow, the Chevy Chase roast must be the most important show that's ever been broadcast on this Sunday at 10 o'clock at night. And I said, after the broadcast, I am going to walk down, and I'm sure this is in New York City. I was living in Tudor City, which is on the upper Midtown West. I go, I guarantee everybody's seen this thing. So like 11, I mean, honestly, in my head, I really think this is true. So I'm all dressed. I go down to the Korean market to like get a cookie, like as if like that wasn't just something created. I literally walk down and I say to the doorman, well, hello, doorman. And he's like, hello, Miss Lisa. And I'm like, oh, he's so professional. He has been trained not to act like I'm a celebrity. That is so kind of him. And I said, what a professional. I walked down the street and I walked into the Korean market and I grab a cookie and the Korean guy goes to me, is that all? And of course he said it in an accent, but I don't do accents anymore, especially because Asians, stop Asian hate.
Right, yeah, we got to stop them.
So he said to me, hello. And I said, well, hello there. Like fucking Helen Lawson or something from freaking Valley of the Dolls. And he's like, $1.99. And I'm like, oh. Those Koreans, they are so good at hiding their emotions. And I walked back, and it was like 6 months later that I realized that no one was watching this fucking thing unless you were in comedy or you enjoyed comedy. So that's
hilarious.
fully delusional.
That's fucking awesome.
And you learn pretty quick that you're not the center of the world.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
But this is not saying completely let go of all of it. It's that balance, because I literally now, every time I leave my house, not just to the store, every time I go out, I assume I will not get recognized, but you will never see me out of the house without full hair and makeup. I am fucking still a half-ass old school washed-up celebrity, and I will always put the layers on.
Yeah. Same.
So yeah, I think we just we know that we know not to look for it.
Right.
But if it happens, we're prepared. So maybe that's what delusion is about. Just staying where don't tip over into the mental illness part of it, like me going to the Korean market expecting, some dumb hoe to recognize me. We really have to just and not have conceit or victimization.
Yeah.
Do you see?
Yeah.
Do you understand? Have I not been clear?
Yes, Lisa.
No. So that being said, I think you could both pull some cute looking tail. And when Nick works on his more being real and saying that hurt my feelings, I have a feeling you're going to be married with children within 3 years.
3 years.
I do. I do.
How old am I? Yeah, I guess that's about right.
It is. You don't want to be
What about me?
You're going to. You know what you're going to do? You're going to devote yourself to comedy until it eats you from the inside out. You relapse and probably die. But then the good news is you'll posthumously become very famous. Posthumously means after death. And
Thank you.
you will be in the Comedy Hall of Fame either way. How's that?
That was pretty good.
I bet you'd rather live 3
going out
years.
like
I get to
Far.
drink again. That's nice.
That's a good part.
Going out like Farley, baby.
Yeah.
Got 4 more years.
Well, listen, I think
Yeah,
this has been
cocaine.
great. Oh, by the way, one last point. I don't think it's harmless when people say things like there's a business in everybody. I think that's harmful to people.
Yes.
Because it sets you up to feel like, first of all, a failure if you're the garbage man or the plumber or the guy who works for somebody. I think it puts people down. I think it makes it look easy. And I think it's damaging to people who also, if they try it, feel they're less than.
Right.
So that guy, I don't know who that guy is,
Yeah.
but I don't like it.
Well, there is a lot of
What is that guy's name?
Gary Vaynerchuk.
Oh, I don't like it.
There's a lot of that on like YouTube. Like I think I remember I told you like I saw some guy on YouTube. He's like a sobriety influencer, and he was like, "Since I've been sober 18 months, I have 4 new cars and 3 new houses."
Because he stole them.
Yeah, and it's like, that's not really.
That's not a
that's
goal
not what
of
you
sobriety,
get.
is
yeah,
it?
That's not like there's not you're in the top 0.0001% of people that could happen to.
I guarantee he relapsed, and I hope so.
Right.
Because he will learn his lesson not to be a conceited little fucker.
I actually honestly hope he relapses too.
I do, because he needs to learn humility,
Yeah.
which is all what sobriety is about,
That's right.
correct?
Yeah, that's right. We should go find him, make him drink.
God damn it, I hate him.
down, bro.
Fuck Gary.
Let's go,
Shoot him
let's
up.
go eat first. Then
Let's
we can
call
go
him-
I'm
find this
hungry.
guy.
Yeah.
Let's
I
call him
can't see.
Larry Vandercunt.
Vandercunt.
Vandercunt rules. That's
Vandercunt.
why.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. What
All
are we
right, so
gonna do?
listen, don't feel bad about yourself, people, but don't feel overly good.
Yeah.
There's a balance. See yourself clearly
Yeah.
and work on it. That being said, Nick, you are smart. Not the smartest, but
Yeah.
you're smart.
You went to a
Beau,
really decent
shut up,
college.
Bo. You're not gross.
I was ruining.
I think we fucking covered it all, haven't we?
That's it.
Yeah, all right.
Subscribe to it.
I just wants to get out.
No, too bad. Are you really hungry?
I am. Yeah, I can't see.
It's
All
not
right.
good.
Guys,
I love
get cornholed and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Nick's really smart. Went to a great college. Bye. Hey, thanks for listening to Losers with a Dream. We'll see you next week when you got more time to kill. Fucking hate these guys.